Hello everyone, welcome to our discussion about drama. And today I'd like to talk about the history of drama and the elements of drama. Okay, let's start. So the first one is about the definition of drama itself. That drama is part of literature, and it is meant to be performed for an audience. Yeah, this is very basic definition or understanding about drama, that it is a performance. Yeah, it has a performance and audience. And what drama performs is like art. Yeah, like art. It captures our moments in life. So its characteristic is like mimesis. Yeah, it mirrors or imitate our lives. And some people say that drama is a mother of all arts because it combines everything. It combines poetry, it combines prose, and the effect that it gives to the audience is more whole, because it can inform in the same time, it communicates, it can educate, it can entertain, it gives us pleasure, but it can also mobilize the audience. So drama has a very big impact to the audience. I think you can imagine when you watch movies, yeah, and you can believe in something that even it's not real. The plot, the story in the movie that is being performed, or if you watch a drama, then it can take you to another dimension. It can take you to their fictional world. It makes you believe in something that maybe it's not real in the real life. You cannot see it, or maybe it's a world where animal talks. It's a world where alien exists, but you manage to believe that when you watch a performance, when you watch drama. So the effect of drama is very big. And in the same time, while we feel like we are being entertained, we also learn something. We receive the message that is being conveyed through the performance. And so drama can be very effective in sending a message, yeah, because it can move people. It can because it takes us to certain experience, so that we can be moved by the message itself. Yeah, it brings us change. So in some cases, it can be used also for political and social tools of change. Yeah, and I think also culture. If you take a look at the phenomena that relates to, for example, the Korean wave. So I think it's very cultural that they're using, for example, the Korean drama, that I think through their performances, through their Korean drama, there are also many things that is being conveyed. Yeah, mostly the culture of the Korean people, their way of life, and yeah. Okay. So drama, it's a blend of literature and performances. So there are some additional elements that you're going to take a look at later. And in drama, there's a music and dance. I think you can relate this, yeah. There's musical elements, and also a dance is part of performance itself, I think. So you see, drama is very packed with art, with literature, with with performances. So yeah, it combines like many kind of art and literature. Okay, let's go to the history of drama. Because we are studying here English literature, you are studying English literature, so the history of drama that we're going to take a look is from Western perspective, yeah. But I think every culture actually they have their history of drama itself. Even we are in Indonesia, I think we have this dramatic performances, yeah. And in its culture or tribe in Indonesia, because we are very diverse. We have our own name to call these dramatic performances. Okay, so let's take a look at the history of Western drama. So it is originated in Greece, in Athens. It's around 500 BC before Christ. So it's a very long time ago, and it started first as a religious celebration. So it relates to pagan rites and festivals to worship the gods and goddesses. And this ancient Greek drama only have two kind of plays, which is tragic and comedy. The tragedy type usually tells about the rites of life and death of Dionysian. I don't know how to say it, Dion or Dionysian. It's a god of fertility. And in this tragedy, in this kind of play, the tragedy, usually it is meant to bring understanding, to show the suffering, to show the tragedy. But by seeing a tragedy, usually it brings some understanding for the audiences, and we call this process as catharsis. So it is suffering that brings understanding. Usually, if we suffer, we come to some understanding. If we watch a suffering, people suffer, it gives us understanding about some situation. So sorry. Oops. So it have it brings greater self-awareness or self-knowledge. Yeah. Okay. And in the part of comedy, so the first one is tragedy, the second one is comedy. In the comedy kind of play, usually it tells also about this god, Dionysian, the god of fertility, and it tells about his rites of fertility. So there is usually some sexual like devices, it's theatrical devices, because it's actually part of phallic ceremonies. So phallic is man genital, and during these performances they usually use sexual costumes also, and the script is also has some certain dialogue or words or discussion about this sexual activity. And I think um, this characteristic of comedy, I think it still happen until today. If you watch some performances, like for example, some movie with comedy genre, they usually make jokes about some sexual things, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it is part of how it started. Yeah, this comedy play, and they also discuss about not discuss, but they also bring about some political issue. So they wrapped it in a comedy play, so it's not so obvious, but they actually talk about the government, for example, yeah, political satire. It can be wrapped also in this comedy play. But the newest kind of comedy is more like love play, like humorous love play, or we say it now like rom-com or romantic comedy. Okay, so we take a look here at the contrast of tragedy and comedy. I think you can relate that tragedy usually have sad ending and comedy happy ending. That in tragedy, the lead character or the hero, they have some flaws, yeah, they made some mistake. While in comedy, the hero doesn't have serious flaws because yeah, it's comedy. It should be fun and light. And in tragedy, usually because it's a sad ending, usually the lead character is defeated. Yeah, if this is a superhero movies, then the hero is being defeated. Yeah, he loses. But in comedy, usually with happy ending, the hero always wins. And it can be a mix of these two. So it can be a tragic comedy. I think it's Shakespeare who says that the peak of tragedy is actually a comedy. So yeah. Okay, now we go to Roman drama. Yeah, this is the continuous. The it continued from the Greek drama, yeah, because after Greek civilization um, uh, uh, defeated by Roman, so it becomes a part also of Roman history. So because it started with the Greek drama, of course, it is being influenced a lot by what we just discussed before, yeah, about the Greek drama. But there is some development, yeah, in this Roman drama. It refers to any dramatic form. It can be a tragedy, comedy, farce, mime, and pantomime. So it starts to develop there. Farce, mime, pantomime. I think you've heard this kind of drama. Yeah, I think what's being known mostly to us is pantomime, which is a sort of movement without dialogue. Yeah, just acting without dialogue. I think if you ever heard about Charlie Chaplin, so that's pantomime. But pantomime still use some prop, yeah, some objects, yeah, in the acting. But mime, uh, usually they don't use any object. And farce is usually using a mask. Okay, so the Romans, the people of Roma, witnessed the first form of dramatic performances in Rome in around 364 BC. So yeah, this is where it is being performed at first. if you remember, when you learn history about Roman and Greek, I think you can start to relate what happened. Yeah, the Romans start to rule and give many influences in this in the history of Western civilizations. And the Roman comedies and tragedies usually were performed at some festivals. These are some names of the festival. Yeah, this is like some ceremony being held by the Roman Empire. It can be a temple dedication, Ludi Romani funerals of Roman aristocrats, or when they win a war. Okay. And in the 5th century, Rome fell until the 10th century. So drama was essentially dead for 5 centuries, from the 5th century until the 10th century. Why they are fall? Because this is when Christianity started to bloom, yeah, in Roman Empire. So within that 5th century, drama was banned. Yeah, it was forbidden because acting or drama was considered unchristian. Because if you remember my explanation before, it started as a worship to God and goddesses. It is being performed during certain festivals, like ritual. So in the early medieval period, the Roman Catholic Church banned these theatrical performances for 500 years. And drama was being brought back to Western Europe, was reintroduced again around 10th century during the Middle Ages. If you remember this story, the medieval period. And this time, drama was used as Christian festival celebration. So this is very interesting. If you learn about history, how you see the dynamic of people, of civilization, that what constant is the changes. So drama appears and then it is banned for 500 years because it is considered unreligious. But then the religious people use drama to spread the message, yeah, of the religion. You see, the Christian festival celebration always included elements that were potentially dramatic. Even until today, like during Christmas, during Easter, the churches usually hold dramatic performances, yeah, to tell about the life of Jesus. So this becomes a Christian what is it uh, tradition also. Okay, so this is what I mentioned before. So it's very interesting that we see now that the plays or drama is actually finally used to teach the religion. Yeah. When before it was considered as not religious. So you see here the type of plays. And then within Renaissance era, the Queen Elizabeth I, when she ruled during that period, the literature bloomed. Yeah. There was a great poetry and drama that were produced during that time, during her rule. And this is the time when William Shakespeare appeared, Christopher Marlowe, Ben Jonson, John Webster. These are actually popular names in English literature. I think you know Shakespeare, yeah, the Romeo and Juliet. I hope you know. And there are so many plays that he wrote until people actually doubted if William Shakespeare really wrote all of those works. So, okay. Okay, modern drama. The modern drama begins in the late 19th century and continues to today. Yeah. And musical drama came to dominate stages in New York and England, although um, like each theater season, so like they have some season, each theater season saw the release of straight dramatic plays as well. I think what's mostly popular now, maybe in Broadway, like it's becomes the headquarter of drama. But yeah, modern drama is still very much alive today, even though now people uh, are starting to take more interest in other sources of entertainment. I think you see like movies or social media. But actually the core is drama. You know, like in movies also the core elements is drama. Or the content that the content creator make, there are many dramatic elements also actually is being used there. Okay, so what are the elements of drama? You see here the first one, maybe what's prominent is action or acting, that includes the actors and the actresses. And then the second one is setting. The setting here is not it is the physical world of the drama. Yeah? If you ever play drama, maybe in school, like you prepare like the setting, there is the it can be the sofa, it can be the table, the physical world, because we have to make it real. Yeah, we have to set uh the world. Yeah, the world in the drama itself. We have to make it real for the audience. So this is also about the time and space. And then theme. I think this is similar with our discussion of prose. If you remember, there's also a theme, the central theme. What is the theme? What is the central theme that is being focused upon? And then characters and characterization. I hope you remember the difference between characters and characterization. And then plot. Yeah, you know the part when how the story start, what is the climax, what is the resolution, the denouement. It should be a meaningful pattern. And then style. There is a style in dramatic performances, whether you want to make it rhyme or unrhyme. This is where poetry takes place also. If you remember some musical uh, drama musical, like this kind of movies, some of it have rhyme, yeah, like they are talking in rhyme, like so it's like reading poetry. But it can be also unrhyme or just like a usual or everyday dialogue or conversation. So it can be rhyme or unrhyme. And then the last one is the theatrical devices. This is what's uh, what makes a drama different from prose and poetry. Yeah. There is this dialogue and stage direction. So it relates to dialogue and stage direction. And this actually also relates later to movie elements. But we're not going to talk that now. We'll talk about it in drama in ELT classes, okay? And the first one is act. So act, if you remember, if you ever written a script, it can be a drama script or movie script, there is an act. So act is a change of setting, act 1, act 2, and then the scene. The scene is regrouping of entrances and exits of the actors or actresses. So when the actors enter the setting, yeah, the states, and when they exit, that is called as scene 1 or scene 2. And then there is a prologue. Prologue is the introductory part of story. I think you know in Bahasa Indonesia also we have prologue. It's some words that being said in the beginning of a performance to bring the audience to the performance itself. There is usually some introductory part, and usually it also introduces the cast, and they have usually also like opening scene. And there is an interlude. Interlude is dramatic show. It's a short piece of entertainment being presented between acts. So between acts, there can be a performances like if you watch a basketball match, usually between one session to another to the next one, maybe like there's a performance as like a cheerleader or something. So it's kind of like that. And then there is an epilogue. Epilogue is the end of the play or the sum up of the action. Yeah. I think if you read book also you can find an epilogue. So it's like the closing. Yeah. Not merely the closing, but some words that is being said for a closing. So to make it a meaningful ending or closing, there is some epilogues. Okay, and then there is a monologue. What is a monologue? I think you know that monologue is a speech presented by a single character. Yeah, we say in Bahasa Indonesia it's monologue. And this is when the actor and actresses express their thoughts aloud, so the audience can hear their thoughts. And that's what monologue is all about. And there is a term, aside. Aside is a comment of other character on the stage to the audience when he is not alone. If you remember some performances in our television, like Opera Van Java of VJ, if you remember that. So when there is one character that commenting on the stage, it's like the actor is talking to the audience, but he's not alone. There are other characters also on the stage, but suddenly one actor is talking to the audience, so you call that a side actually. And there is also soliloquy. Soliloquy is the comment that is being made about other character on the stage when the actor is alone. Yeah. So when the actor is alone on the stage, and then he or she talks about other characters, so it's kind of like gossiping with the audience. So what's making it different with aside is in aside, the actor is not alone. Yeah, when he or she talks to the audience, but in soliloquy, the actor or actresses, they are alone, and they are commenting about other character that is not being on the stage. Okay, so those are a glimpse the history of drama and some elements of drama. Thank you for listening.